up, fellow YouTubers? So, in the midst of cleaning, I noticed that those windowsills were looking kind of grimy, brah. Like that shelf up there, plus these two windowsills right here. Ugh. Nah, man. So, it's not going to take me that long to finish cleaning my apartment. My vacuum cleaner's broken. However, I got a broom and dustpan, which it's better than nothing, YouTube. Now, someone left a comment on my last video, which was my vaccination argument video. And someone commented, well, bro, you seem a little upset in this video. Well, let me explain why. Because one, vaccines don't cause autism. There's been no physical proof, no articles. You look at Albert Einstein, for example. Autism is something you're born with. Now imagine if, they said having vaccines causes you to have periods, and it wasn't true. Women everywhere would be bitching and complaining about it. Imagine if they said, well, vaccines make you gay. Oh, the LGBT community would be all over that shit like stank on rice. You know what I'm saying? Like, hypothetical here. Let's say that they accuse vaccines of saying those things and doing those things. And let's say there was no physical proof to back it up. I think women and the LGBT community everywhere would be pissed off if they were saying that about vaccines. But say vaccines cause autism and no one really gives a shit. Nice. Only those who have autism and those who know the struggle, you know what I'm saying? Those are people who are going to give a shit. People who have kids or cousins they know, people they know who have a kid or a son or a daughter who has it, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that you're born with it and that they diagnose you at birth, bro. I'm just saying. Prior to the age of 13, I was undiagnosed. Kids today now can be diagnosed with autism properly when they're born, so if they don't have it, then they don't have to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm actually glad. So in this heated Facebook debate with a couple peeps, now, could you imagine, ladies, if they said, and I quote, vaccines cause periods in both men and women? And what if there was no scientific evidence to back it up? If there was no scientific evidence to back it up, you'd be pissed. You'd be like, well, that's kind of a slap in the face, isn't it? And that's exactly how I feel when people say vaccines cause autism. It feels like a slap in the face. Fuck, I wish I wasn't born with it sometimes. I wish it was something as simple as a vaccine, but it's not, dude. It's not. And I found ways of coping with my autism. I listen to music. I drink alcohol. I smoke tobacco. Smoke the occasional weed when I can, when it's legal, and where it's legal. Society might consider that self-medicating, but I'm like, yeah, that's your opinion. Society would be like, oh, well, you smoke pot for your autism when you can. Oh, that's so stupid. You're such a druggie. Meanwhile, society has no problems shoving OxyContin prescription pills down our throats. Keep in mind that Wyoming wastes $9.15 million. Yes, I said it, $9.15 million every year just for a zero tolerance offense. And there's times when the oil field dries out and Wyoming's economy starts sucking. Oil fields are drying out. Wyoming's economy starts sucking. We need to have something to help the state with revenue. So you start looking at natural resources like cannabis and hemp, and booyah. Now, this whole argument started because supposedly Trump's trying to get vaccines eliminated, and I disagree with that. I made a very valid point on my last video. We're not going to get rid of alcohol just because too many people have a drinking problem. That kind of ruins it for the people who don't, you know. And someone's like, well, that's not a very good point. Nice try. And I'm like, no, dude, you don't get it, you know. I make these connections and these assumptions that if you think about it just long enough, it makes a little bit of sense. And I'm like, you know, look at that stuff that needs to be cleaned. And I'm like, yeah, ignore the stupidity of millennials for a minute and focus on cleaning, I guess. That's the thing of it is, not all millennials are stupid, but the ones that are, you give the rest of us a bad name. Eating your fucking Tide Pods, telling everyone that vaccines cause autism. You're a stupid son of a bitch, aren't you? Yes, you are. Oh, wait. At one point, when our society was more homophobic than it is now, they did say that, didn't they? Huh. It's just one long line of. It's just one long, stupid line of who can we fuck with next? Well, we fucked with the gays, now they have rights. We fuck with women, now they have rights. Who haven't we fucked with yet? Oh yeah, we can still fuck with the autistics. Ha 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 ha. We fucked over the Jews in the Holocaust. Slavery, war, and stupid bullshit and sexism have existed since the dawn of time. Who haven't we fucked with yet? Oh, I know, let's pick on the autistics. Let's allude to some crazy bullshit fact that has no scientific proof. You know? I've never once seen an article. And it'd be nice if humanity would just cease to quit fucking with one another. You know? It's just unnecessary. People just seem to think if you have any sort of mental disorder, you're either retarded or cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, you know? There is a very much negative stigma attached to having a mental disorder. In our society, if you are known to have a mental disorder, people either think you're screwy in the head or special ed. You know what I'm saying? And it's bullshit. And people just look at you like, oh, you're special. And here's the thing of it, man. Don't let the word retard offend you. If people say you're retarded, just say, hey, thanks for noticing. Have a nice day. Straight up. I think the special needs community should own up to that word. You know, if people are socially offended by that word because it's politically incorrect, well, all the people getting offended by that word, you're giving them that word the power to offend you, and that's why it's offensive. I'm just saying. People are like, well, stop a word, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that shit never works, man. Unfortunately, all the stop a word, use your words kindly bullshit they've been preaching for the last 10 years or so or more, it doesn't work. See, these kids are smart enough to know that words are offensive and they can offend and hurt others. So you sitting there telling them, okay, children, when it comes to bullying, it's not nice. Please use your words nicely. They know this shit and then they don't care. They don't. Most of them don't. Nah, man, if you want to stop the bullying situation in schools, man, you gotta have an assembly where you help kids relate to one another. Because this whole use your words bullshit hasn't been working. We've been preaching this for the last decade or so, and the bullying continues to get worse. You know what I'm saying? And I think, and this is just my theory, but I think if you were to eliminate bullying in schools completely, to where the only bullies you faced are on social media, I think the world would be a better place. It wouldn't be perfect, but it'd be a better place. Thing you have to realize, YouTube, a lot of these kids are getting bullied in school. Sometimes they're bullied at home by an older sister or brother, and then they get bullied online. So they literally have no escape for it, dude. And sometimes with these problems in our society, rather than address them because they make people feel uncomfortable about what shits we are, they just decide, oh, okay, you know what, we're going to sweep it underneath the rug and just kind of ignore it. Because do you think anybody wants to address the bullying situation in our society? Not just online, but offline as well? No, nobody wants to fucking address that. I mean, that's just one of those things where it's like, why are we here having this argument again? Son of a bitch. I'll grab some water. And you know why? Facebook and YouTube, why I'm not complaining about all this negative stigma attached to the so-called vaccines cause autism bullshit. I may be a little bit defensive in stating from what I've learned, and as somebody who's autistic, you're born with that shit, you know? And from what I've stated is based off of what I know from personal experience. However, the reason why I'm not complaining about it is because everybody gets fucked with at some point in their lives. It ain't right. It ain't fair. And it'd be nice if life would just quit trying to piss on all of us, but sometimes YouTube, all you can do is bitch about it. All you can do is bitch about it. Anyways, back at you with another Pipe Thoughts video. Catch y'all later.